Okay, quick PSA. I actually was not going to post this video today. I had a different video in mind, but some major production companies are not as lenient as others when it comes to using their content in your YouTube videos. So my 500 Days of Summer video was taken down by Fox, and well, I've decided to restructure and re-edit another video with no movie footage from anywhere, and I'm giving you that one instead. I'm actually kind of bummed about that other video. Maybe I'll redo it and post it some other day, but for now, we move. Raw oysters, kimchi, olives, madora, munyeve, and sadza even are all peculiar foods. Raw oyster has an odd texture and kind of looks like mucus. Kimchi is a traditional Korean dish. It's quite spicy and made of fermented veggies like cabbage, radishes, onions, or cucumbers. Not only does it have a strong odor, but its appearance is rather bloody. Olives, well, whether they're green, black, Greek, marinated, or stuffed, olives can be oily, salty, sour, bitter, which frankly speaking doesn't make for something pleasant. Madora just don't look like something fit for human consumption. Munyeve has that characteristically strong, bitter, and very, very bitter taste. Sadza is just bland, tasteless, and uneventful, so much so that if anybody eats it just by itself, that's a cause for concern. But all these foods, however, are very popular dishes. People love them to bits, and those who love them cite one thing: the acquired taste. An acquired taste is an appreciation for something unlikely to be enjoyed by a person who has not had substantial exposure to it. It is the opposite of innate taste, which is appreciation for things that are obviously enjoyable by most persons without prior exposure to them. When you acquire a taste for something, it means you've learned to ignore the food's perceived negative qualities in order to enjoy its benefits. Maybe you've learned to ignore the texture, or perhaps you're blocking out its smell. You might even be able to stand a not so tasty taste if it gets you something you need or want. Or perhaps you learn to like something because you've heard it's good for you, like beetroot. It's disgusting and just stains everything. And sometimes you learn to like something out of necessity. I mean, if all you can afford to eat is sadza, then you obviously learn to like sadza. The development of food preferences begins very early, even before birth, and likes and dislikes change as we grow into adults. Sweet, savory, and salty substances are innately preferred, whereas bitter and many sour substances are innately rejected. However, these innate tendencies can be modified by pre- and postnatal experiences. Components of flavor detected by the olfactory system, which is the system responsible for smell, are strongly influenced by early exposure and learning beginning in utero and continuing during early milk feedings. These early habits set the stage for later food choices and are important in establishing lifelong food habits. This acquired taste thing in food got me thinking, if culture is really just one big acquired taste of life, how we do things may just be an acquired taste. We all have different appreciations for things that are unlikely to be enjoyed by a person who has not had substantial exposure to those particular things. It is the basis, I think, for things like culture shock. You're given a culture to eat, one that you've never had. Here in Zimbabwe, what we know to be normal, like Madora, is completely alien to someone in China, perhaps. The same way their beloved century egg will most likely be thrown away if it ever comes here. I mean, it smells like sulfur. But that's because I have not had substantial exposure to that thing. I mean, even if I did, it would still smell like sulfur, and I doubt there's any getting past that for me. But to a person who spent their whole life like this person is dressed wrong. And to that person, this person is dressed wrong. And to all these people, this person is dressed wrong. Although, to be fair, I wouldn't go anywhere like that myself. But that's culture, right? Habits too. Certain things you only believe and you only do because they're an acquired taste. From smaller things like music preferences and movies to bigger things like religious and political affiliations. If we take someone who didn't grow up exactly the way you did and put them in your life for a week, chances are very high they would do many, many things differently. Like taste, culture, and habits can evolve over time due to either necessity or environment. I think human beings are extraordinary creatures on both ends of the spectrum. We are amazing and we are amazingly flawed. There is innately positive characteristics and innately negative ones as well. I guess we just have to decide what kind of person you want to be and, acquire a taste for the good. But good to you may not be good to me. That's the unfortunate bit about the taste of life, the taste of cultures. As acquired, as modifiable as it is, it will forever be in your opinion that certain tastes are just disgusting. I, for one, don't ever think I'll eventually find something like the century egg appetizing. But maybe that's just me. this on. Hey guys, it's Tao. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed that, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. If you want to see more cool, I hope they're cool videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell thingy so that you get a notification when I post.